Making headlines, the Parliament passes several key constitutional amendments with 78 out of 91 members in favour. Finance Minister remarks that while previous administrations frequently discussed implementing significant reforms to improve the financial system, they failed to take any meaningful action. And Minister Hassan reaffirms the government's steadfast commitment to addressing significant societal issues that were neglected by previous administrations. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Utma Mahmoud. Looking into the details, the Parliament has passed several key constitutional amendments with 78 out of 91 members in favour and 13 voting against. The amendments were proposed by parliamentarian Mohammad Shahid on behalf of the government. The amendments include provisions that members of Parliament will lose their seat if they switch political parties, are expelled, or if an independent member joins a political party. The changes aim to strengthen party loyalty and prevent defections during the parliamentary term. Additionally, the amendments require parliamentary approval for any foreign military presence in the Maldives, restricting foreign troops to military exercises unless granted consent. This aligns with President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu's commitment to remove foreign military forces from the country as evidenced by the redeployment of Indian military personnel in May 2024. Further, the amendments include measures to protect the Maldives maritime territory, stipulating that any changes to the nation's maritime zones, including the Inland Sea and Special Economic Zone (SEZ), must be approved by a 3/4 majority in Parliament. This provision aims to prevent government actions that could harm the country's sea areas, addressing concerns over lost maritime territory under the previous MDP government. Minister of Finance Musa Zamir remarks that while previous administrations frequently discussed implementing significant reforms to improve the financial system, they failed to take any meaningful action.
In an exclusive interview with PSM News, Minister Zamir highlighted President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu's commitment to curbing wasteful spending by ministries and state-owned companies. He praised the President's decision to halt the printing of money, describing it as a difficult yet necessary step to reform the economy. The minister emphasized that while increase in state revenue is important, it is equally critical to prioritize cost efficiency and savings. He commended the President's decision, noting that they were economically beneficial and aimed at strengthening the financial sector. Furthermore, Minister Zamir stated that the subsidy system, being transitioned to one which grants assistance to those most in need, is the kind of system implemented in most of the developed states. He acknowledged potential challenges during the transition, but assured that it would yield long-term benefits. The minister also discussed plans to import medicine in bulk to reduce the wasteful expenses of Ascenda Company Limited, highlighting that medicine costs in the Maldives are 70% higher than in neighboring countries. Additionally, Minister Zamir stated that the decision to increase TGST by 1% was taken to minimize the loss to businesses within the industry, with the government projecting an additional $12.97 million in revenue as a result. The minister also revealed that efforts are underway to address the issue of loans, adding that a strengthened system to manage state expenses has been established.
Minister of Homeland Security and Technology Ali Hassan reaffirms the government's steadfast commitment to addressing significant societal issues that were neglected by previous administrations, assuring the public that tangible results will be achieved.
Speaking at a program aired on PSM News, Minister Ihsan outlined the Homeland Security Ministry's accomplishments over the past year, emphasizing the government's focus on resolving critical societal challenges prioritized by President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu. He noted that the President's initiative to bring all Homeland Security authorities under one roof is crucial for ensuring organized and efficient implementation of plans. During the interview, Minister Ihsan highlighted the government's efforts in combating persistent societal problems in the Maldives during its first year in office, including reducing gang violence, drug abuse, and illegal immigration. He praised the president's decisive actions to close all avenues for drug importation and emphasized the government's focus on dismantling drug trafficking networks. Special attention has also been given to improving the rehabilitation system for those involved in criminal activities. Additionally, Minister Hassan discussed the expansion of the Maldives Police Service to tackle gang-related and cyber crimes, stressing the importance of enhancing the MPS capacity, identifying essential legislative reforms and implementing amendments to strengthen the government's approach. He assured that these efforts would bring significant positive changes to the lives of residents.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدًا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وبعثه مقامًا محمودًا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
حقوقنا ليست للبيع.
And the resumption of commercial activity.
hafta nimigen dairo duniyaga mashrahuda eta kamen gagande
Tanata halakura mis iki faharu iki gotak kitang arutan nerito.
ದುನಿಯಾಗೆ ಫೆಬ್ರವರಿಗ ಬೊಡೆತಿ ಎತ ನಿಮ್ಮುಂತಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ
लुबनान बॉर्डर गातुगा यहूदीन गाम को फवा तफात की आबादी तक मीहु मुस्कुरांजे फवानी
tahuziba mungana duniyega mi maulumata ingu muhimu ಮಿನಿಟಾಗೆ ದುಣಿಯೆ ಹೊಣಿಹಿರು ದುವಹುಗೆರೆ 22 ಕಡಿ ಸುಮ್ಮಿನಟುಗ PSM ನ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್
The Ministry of Fisheries and Ocean Resources has begun efforts to formulate a 25-year master plan for the fisheries industry. The ministry announced that the strategic plan aims to ensure the development and diversification of the fisheries sector is carried out in a systematic and organized manner. The master plan will outline the vision and objectives for the industry over the next 25 years, focusing on optimizing the use of marine resources and maximizing economic benefits. The ministry further revealed that funding for drafting and finalizing the master plan has been secured with the support of the World Bank. In a related initiative, President Dr. Mohamed Moise has pledged to create a 20-year national development plan to ensure the country's developmental efforts are aligned and effectively executed. The government has already commenced work on this comprehensive strategic plan, which will be underpinned by legal frameworks. Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation discloses that the number of vehicles registered in the capital Mala city has significantly decreased over the past year as it works tirelessly to address vehicle congestion in the city. The ministry has implemented key measures to combat illegal vehicle registrations and ensure compliance with regulations. These efforts aim to fulfill the ministry's responsibility for registering four-wheel vehicles in accordance with the law while eliminating irregular registrations. As a result of these actions, the number of vehicles registered in the capital has dropped considerably compared to 2023. The ministry disclosed that four-wheeler registrations in the city have decreased to 74.1%, while two-wheeler registrations have fallen to 8.1%. These figures highlight the government's ongoing efforts to improve the transport system and elevate congestion. The ministry has also strengthened the verification process for issuing garage letters and is actively removing unused vehicles from city streets. Additionally, the opportunity to bring illegally registered vehicles into compliance with the law has been made easier. The 2025 state budget introduces key reforms to strengthen the Maldives' health insurance system with a focus on increasing contributions from insured individuals. Set to take effect in April, these changes aim to enhance the country's healthcare infrastructure and improve accessibility to essential services.
A major aspect of the budget is the overhaul of the subsidy system, which will allocate more funding to Asanda and medical welfare services, ensuring vital support reaches those most in need and improving overall healthcare delivery. Individuals earning over $3,894 per month or those liable to pay income tax will contribute to the health system through a co-payment mechanism for certain services at pharmacies and government hospitals. This progressive contribution system ensures wealthier individuals pay a larger share, creating a more equitable healthcare system. Contributions will be based on income levels, with higher earners paying a greater proportion of the cost. Additionally, higher income individuals will contribute to the cost of non-essential medications for outpatient services. To prevent financial strain, the budget sets a cap on total out-of-pocket expenditures. Contribution rates will be determined by income categories, with exemptions for vulnerable groups including children under 18, senior citizens over 65 and individuals with chronic illnesses. Currently, the health sector's annual expenditure stands at $389.4 million, with between $129.8 million and $194.7 million allocated to Asanda and medical welfare services. The revised subsidy system targets resources to those most in need while engaging higher income earners to support a more sustainable and equitable healthcare system for all.
World Cargo Airlines, a Malaysian airline, joins the sea-to-air cargo services offered by Maldives Ports Limited MPL. The sea-to-air cargo service facilitates the transport of goods to the Maldives by sea, which are then delivered to various global destinations by air. The service is a joint effort between MPL, Maldives State Shipping MSS, Maldives Airports Company Limited MACL, and International Airlines. The sea-to-air service offers a quicker alternative for transporting goods from exporting countries to select destinations. One of the key advantages for the Maldives is the abundance of flights to numerous countries, particularly across Europe. The goods are primarily from Bangladesh and are typically shipped by sea and then airlifted to their final destinations. While World Cargo Airlines has connected with MPL's sea-to-air cargo services, MPL reveals that a total of 12 airlines have partnered with the company to provide this service up to date. The introduction of the sea-to-air cargo services is one of the first initiatives undertaken to reform the economic situation since the current administration assumed office. MPL states that the service is expanding rapidly and has already generated $3 million in revenue. Bitcoin rose to a record high above $94,000 as a report that Donald Trump's social media company was in talks to buy crypto trading firm Bakkt added to hopes of a cryptocurrency-friendly regime under the incoming Trump administration.
Bitcoin, the world's biggest and best-known cryptocurrency, has more than doubled this year. It was last at $92,104 in Asian hours on Wednesday, having touched a record high $94,078 just towards the end of the previous session. The Financial Times, citing two people with knowledge, said Trump Media and Technology Group, which operates Truth Social, is close to an all-stock acquisition of Bakkt, which is backed by NYSE owner Intercontinental Exchange. Tony Sycamore, market analyst at IG, said Bitcoin's rise to a record high was supported by the Trump deal talk report, as well as traders taking advantage of the first day of options trading on the Nasdaq over BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. Cryptocurrencies have soared since the November 5th US election, as traders bet President-elect Trump's promised support for digital assets would lead to a less restrictive regulatory regime and inject some life back into Bitcoin after a listless few months. The growing excitement has taken the global cryptocurrency market's value above $3 trillion to a record high, based on analytics and data aggregator CoinGecko. Chris Weston, head of research at Australian online broker Pepperstone, said there's real underlying buying pressure for Bitcoin, and another kick higher should be in fresh shares from those who like to buy what's strong.
Rows of shiny solar panels sat under the rising sun at Butla Solar Park in India's northwestern state of Rajasthan, a symbol of the country's mighty aspirations in the renewable industry. However, its plan to expand domestic manufacturing is coming up short in the solar industry, which is grappling with inadequate government funding and a skills shortage, potentially jeopardizing its clean energy targets, industry leaders said. It also throws into sharp relief the challenges facing Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Make in India program, which focuses on bolstering 15 sectors including renewable energy and electronics in an effort to turn the South Asian nation into a global manufacturing hub.
Modi's government has imposed 40% tariff on Chinese solar panels and 25% on cells, allocating $3 billion as production-linked incentives for local manufacturers as part of a plan for net zero carbon emissions by 2070. Yet, industry executives say India, a major greenhouse gas emitter, must significantly step up funding and training programs in the renewable sector to meet its goal of expanding non-fossil fuel capacity by 50 gigawatts annually to 500 gigawatts by 2030. According to Team Lease Services, the renewable industry faces a skill gap of around 1.2 million, with demand expected to rise by 26%, creating a need for 1.7 million skilled workers by 2027. Many manufacturers said skill shortage could also limit India's plan to expand solar module exports, touching $1.9 billion last fiscal year, mainly to the US market. The president of the Indian Solar Manufacturers Association, Ashwani Sehgal, said that even though at least 2 million jobs would be generated in the renewable energy sector in the next 2 years, a shortage of skilled manpower is a major problem.
Since this is a new and evolving technology, and also at the same time the technology keeps on changing at a much faster pace than other technologies, so we have certain issues at hand that not enough skilled people are available.
Meanwhile, job ads for solar design engineers, technicians, installers and sales managers are flooding job portals, with salaries ranging from 20,000 rupees to 100,000 rupees, about $239 to $1,200 per month. However, retaining workers at remote locations, particularly in Rajasthan and Gujarat, remains challenging as employees often prefer to work in bigger cities.
Rafael Nadal suffered defeat in what could be the final professional match of his glittering career as the 22 times Grand Slam champion lost 6-4, 6-4 to the Netherlands' Botic van de Zandschulp in the Davis Cup on Tuesday.
Victory for world number 80, Van de Zandschulp, gave the Netherlands a 1-0 lead in the quarter-final tie as he proved the party pooper in the southern Spanish city of Malaga. The 38-year-old Nadal, who last month announced he was ending his tennis career after the Davis Cup final, was a shadow of his old self against his opponent. Speaking during a press conference after the defeat, Nadal suggested there were other players that could be better options for Spain as the tournament moves on.
In some ways, good. Maybe if that was my last match, that was my last match. If nothing happens, I lost my first match in the Davis Cup, and I lost my last one. So we closed the circle.
The tie against the Netherlands is heading into a deciding doubles match after world number 3 Carlos Alcaraz got the better of Talon Griekspoor. Nadal, who won a record 14 French Open titles during his 23-year career, had previously said he expected to retire this year after a hip injury that required surgery and limited his appearances in 2023. Nadal, who has won 2 Australian Opens, 2 Wimbledon crowns and 4 US Opens plus Olympic gold and 4 Davis Cups on top of his multiple French Open titles, said finishing his career in Spanish colours at the team event felt right.
Of course, have been an emotional day, nerves before what can be my last singles match like a professional. That's the way that I felt that. And then, yeah, of course, the emotions, feeling the national anthem for the last time like a professional have been, very special.
Nadal has been no stranger to injuries, and he sustained the hip problem at the Australian Open in early 2023 and missed the French Open later that year before having surgery. He has played only 23 matches in the last 2 seasons. Nadal hangs up his racket 2 years after great rival and Swiss maestro Roger Federer, leaving record 24 times major winner Novak Djokovic of Serbia is the only member of the Big Three still active.
That's it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant day ahead. Bye-bye.
ಮಗುಮಚ್ಚೆ ಸವಾಲ್ಕ ನುದುನು ಎಮ್ಎಫ್ ತಿಜಹುನಿ ಮುಳಿಮೂನ್ಗ ಬೆಂಡೇಜೋಳಾಕನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ತಹುಗ ನುವದಿಹ ಇಸತ್ತ ಮೀಹು ಮರವನಿ ಬೋಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾನಿ ಆಕ್ಸ ಸೈಕಲ್ ದುಬಾಯರು ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಟ್ ವಾಯ